What level of connection are you seeking? Can you be invitational to all, paying attention to their relational needs, regardless of the level of connection? By picturing your relationships as a web, you can visualize some of the connections you have. For example, Anthony's relational web includes family, friends, neighbors, work associates, community connections, and virtual contacts. There are different degrees of intimacy desired depending upon the nature of the relationship. For example, a relationship with one's boss is typically not the same as with one's family. A relationship with a long-term friend is different than someone we sit next to in a public meeting. The tone of a relationship is often set by the person who is in the highest position of power, which is important to understand when one is in positions of leadership or when one feels oppressed from those in authority. Using the keys to invitation in formal settings is very different than in informal settings, but being invitational, treating others as equals and wishing the best for others as well as self, is the same in all situations. Approval often comes by practicing cultural norms, that is, acting in ways that seem normal to those involved. What seems normal and comfortable can be different for everyone. The challenge to remaining invitational is our ability to accept differences and work through them. Our ability to connect to others has a lot to do with our interest and willingness to stay open to differences in shared space. If we are open and present to others, we will be more aware of their needs, and they will become more aware of ours. Trust is built through acceptance, one conversation and interaction at a time. It is possible to be in contact with others, yet still experience loneliness when human needs like inclusion, support, and attention are unmet or out of balance. Likewise, we might have only a few meaningful connections with others and reap life-sustaining benefits because our needs are met in powerful ways. The perceptions of others' intentions matter. For example, Betsy struggles in school, and her mother often says, "You can do it." If Betsy perceives her mother's intentions as encouragement, she will be appreciative. However, if she is looking instead for acceptance, "You can do it," might be perceived as pressure to do well, and the gesture becomes a negative experience. How will Betsy and her mother know the way in which the message is received? They can observe facial expressions, excitement, or a lack thereof. Despite hurt and misunderstanding from unmet relational needs, we can continue to think the best of others and ourselves. We can recognize that we all do the best we can, given what we know at the time. Neglecting another's relational needs, intentionally or unintentionally, has negative consequences for the health of the whole community. Yet it happens. When barriers exist between us, we can identify if there is an unmet relational need that needs attention.